If you feel like you're already behind on AI, the first thing I want you to know is you're not. Not in any way that actually matters. Here's something almost nobody is telling you. Until about 2 years ago, AI couldn't actually do most of what people are claiming it can do today. So if you've been ignoring it all this time, you genuinely didn't miss anything important. The people who started a year ago were practicing on a version that was still half broken. The model sitting in front of you right now is the first one that can actually do real work, which means today is honestly the best moment to start. Maybe the only moment worth being early to. Give me the next 15 minutes. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete 7-step system you can start using on the very next prompt you write. And a clean recap I'll leave you with at the end so you can come back to it anytime. Here's what I'll walk you through. The 3-letter prompt structure that makes ChatGPT and Gemini 10 times sharper. The framework that turns generic AI output into something that actually sounds like you. The 5 questions that catch AI when it's confidently wrong. The single mistake almost everyone makes when they start, and the one move at the end that decides whether AI replaces you or works for you. Just 7 steps. By the end of this video, you have everything you need. Even if you've never opened a single AI tool in your life. I make AI content for over 450,000 people on Instagram, and I've personally tested almost every AI tool that has dropped in the last 2 years. Here's what I'm seeing. The gap between people who understand AI and people who don't is getting wider every single week. But I think it's a gap you can close faster than you think if you do it right. Step 7 is the one almost nobody talks about. And it's the only one that decides whether AI works for you or just works around you. Step 1. Learn machine English. Most people talk to AI like it's a person, and I think that's where it all goes wrong. Because tools like ChatGPT and Gemini don't actually understand language. They predict it. If I say Humpty Dumpty sat on your brain already filled in wall, you could have said roof, it's technically correct. But you knew wall was more likely because you've seen it before. That's exactly how AI works. It breaks your text into tokens, converts each token into a list of numbers, and drops those numbers inside a massive mathematical space where similar ideas live closer together. Humpty, egg, wall, and fall sit close. Motorcycle and chocolate sit far away. So when AI sees Humpty Dumpty had a grate, it doesn't remember the rhyme. It just calculates that fall is the most likely next word and prints it. The math is doing all the work. And here's the thing. If your prompt is vague, the guessing machine guesses vague. If your prompt is sharp, the guesses come back sharp. The structure I use for every prompt is called AIM. A is for actor. Tell the model who it's playing. I is for input. Give it the context and the data. M is for mission. Tell it exactly what you want. So instead of typing fix my resume, you type you are the world's most sought after resume editor. You've reviewed thousands of resumes that landed interviews at top tech companies. I'm attaching my resume and the job description for a senior product manager role at a fintech company. Review it and give me 10 specific ideas to improve clarity, measurable impact, and alignment with the role. Actor, input, mission. The moment you start writing prompts this way, your outputs get 5 to 10 times better. Same model, same chat window, just a sharper way of asking. But knowing the prompt structure is only the first move. The next one decides whether you actually stick with it. Step 2. Pick your instrument. Now you have to pick one tool and go deep. Most people do the opposite. They Google top 50 AI tools, try 10 of them, never go past the surface of any, and quit soon after. That's the trap. There's a study in Frontiers in Psychology that found drummers pick up guitar faster than complete beginners, even though drumming has almost nothing to do with melody, because their brains were already trained to see structure and pattern. Same thing with AI. The deeper you go into one model, the faster you find the rhythm of all the others. So pick one. ChatGPT if you want the most mature one. Gemini if you live inside Google. Claude if you do a lot of writing and project work. Honestly, it doesn't matter which one you pick. Spend real time with it. Learn its personality, its limits, where it breaks. Once writing AIM prompts feels natural, you're ready for the next move. And that move is the one that turns generic outputs into actually smart ones. Step 3. Feed it context. I think the smartest AI in the world will sound clueless without context. Inside these models, there's nothing but a giant mathematical space filled with billions of numbers. Context is the map that tells AI where to look and what matters. The framework I use is called MAP. AIM is for memory. The conversation history or notes that carry over from previous chats. Repass the thread or ask the model to summarize before you start again. That's how continuity gets built. A is for assets. The files, the data, the resources you attach, these ground the model in reality. The second A is for actions. The tools the model can actually call. Web search, drive scan, code execution, image generation, all of that. And P is for prompt. the instruction itself. The better you get with memory, assets and actions, the richer the context. And the richer the context, the better the reasoning. Once you're using both AIM and MAAP, you're already in the top 10%. But to hit expert level, you need one more thing. Step 4. Debug your thinking. Now when AI gives you a bad answer, the problem is almost never the AI. The problem is your thinking. I remember the first time I ever prompted a model, I spent a whole day trying to make it work and gave up frustrated because nobody had figured out yet that prompting is sort of an iteration game. The typing part is the easy bit. So when the output is weak, I assume the fault is mine. Did I give it the right persona, the right context, a clear mission? And sometimes I literally ask the model, what did you do and why did you choose that answer? It will explain its own logic to you. There are 3 patterns I use for this. The first is chain of thought. When the answer feels off, I say think step by step, show your reasoning, then give me the final concise answer. The second is the verifier pattern. I tell it, ask me 3 questions that would clarify my intent. Ask them one at a time, then combine what you've learned and try again. The third is the refinement pattern. Before answering, propose 2 sharper versions of my question. Ask which one I prefer. Now the model is teaching you how to ask it the right way. You keep iterating with these patterns until you can tell why something is working and why something is off. That's when it clicks. You stop talking at AI and start thinking with it. Step 5. Steer to experts. Now even if you debug perfectly, your output can still sound like every other ChatGPT post on the internet, and that's a real problem. When you ask AI a question, you're sampling from millions of probable ideas it has learned. Some are brilliant, some are average, some are completely made up. If you prompt vaguely like explain how to make a team more innovative, you'll get a buzzword answer and think, yeah, I knew that already. So you push the model away from the middle and toward the edges of its brain. Instead of that vague prompt, you say, explain how to make a team more innovative using ideas from Pixar's Brain Trust, Satya Nadella's strategy, and Harvard research. Now you're pulling the model from mediocrity into mastery. What if you don't know who the experts are? Ask AI first. List the top experts, researchers, and current thinking on this topic. Then feed that list back into the same model and say, using these experts, synthesize an original framework that fills the gaps. Now AI stops being an echo chamber, but there's still one problem you have to deal with. Step 6. Verify everything. Here's the thing. Sometimes AI will tell you 68% of Americans are getting divorced. And I think it will sound just as confident when it's wrong as when it's right. You can tell AI 100 times to stop making things up, but all these models are generative by design. Making things up is what they do. So the workaround is simple. You verify everything. There are 5 ways I separate intelligence from illusion. Assumptions. Ask. List every assumption you made and rank them by confidence. Sources. Ask. Cite 2 independent sources for each major claim. Include title, URL, and a 1-line quote. Counter evidence. Ask. Find one credible source that disagrees with your answer. Explain the dependencies. That's where real reasoning lives. Auditing. Ask. Recompute every figure. Show your math or code. You'll be shocked how often the numbers change once you make AI slow down. And finally, cross-model verification. This one is my favorite. I run the same prompt in ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. Then I take the output from one and feed it to another with critique this, verify this. That's how you separate noise from knowledge. Once you've internalized these 5 checks, you'll be more in control of AI than 99% of people using it today. But there's one final move that separates skill from taste. Step 7. Develop taste. I think the best AI output is the one that sounds like you. Originality is sort of overrated when everything online already sounds the same. Most people use AI like a vending machine. Push a button, grab the same junk food answer everyone else gets, paste it, and the moment someone reads it, they can tell. You're past that now. Time to step into the ring. Treat AI like a sparring partner. Argue with it. Push back. Sharpen your thinking and sharpen its thinking. That's where OCN comes in. O for original. Is there a non-obvious idea in the response? If not, push it. Give me 3 angles no one else has thought about. Label one as risky. Recommend the one you like most. C for concrete. Are there real names, examples, and numbers? If not, ask. Back every claim with one real example. E for evident. Is the reasoning visible? Show your logic in 3 bullets. Provide evidence before the final answer. A for assertive. Does it take a stance you can agree or disagree with? Don't tell me what I want to hear. Pick a side, state your thesis, defend it, address the best counterpoint. N for narrative. Does it flow like a story? Write it as hook, problem, insight, proof, action. That's Ocean, the framework that adds taste to your output. And I think taste is what separates you from everyone else copy pasting AI in 2026. Your full system in one place. Before you close this video, let me give you the entire thing in one shot so you can come back to it anytime. First, learn the language. AIM, actor, input, mission. Pick one tool and go deep with it. Then build context, map, memory, assets, actions, and a sharper prompt. Then sharpen your thinking. Chain of thought, the verifier pattern and the refinement pattern. Steer the model toward experts and verify everything with assumptions, sources, counter evidence, auditing, and cross model checks. And finally, develop taste. Ocean, original, concrete, evident, assertive, narrative. That's the entire system. Bookmark this video. Come back to any step whenever you need it. The shift. As you apply this, something deeper happens. Every prompt is teaching the model, and every prompt is teaching you too. AI is coming, and to some that's terrifying. But I think AI restores human worth more than it replaces human work. And the people who learn this now are the ones who will be running the next decade. If this helped, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.